The building had 5 floors with a top-notch architecture for a fashion company, and it was only 3 years old but gaining popularity in a short time. A smile formed on her lips reading her brother's message. He was not her blood-related brother, but not less than him. After all, he was there with her when no one wanted. Replying to him with thank you, she headed to the interview area. With the transfer of Namjoon to Seoul, she also needed a job, and there she was waiting for the interview. Miss Park Hwa-in, it's your turn now. With confidence, she entered the interview room, but it faded in a swift second when her eyes met with the particular one. There was Jungkook looking at her with the same shock. She looked different with short hair and slim figure when she used to be chubby with her beautiful long hair, while his features looked so more sharp and handsome. Are you here to stand silently or for an interview? His cold voice broke their eye contact. I'm sorry, sir. Giving her resume, she settled on the chair hesitantly, that too in front of Jungkook, who was now looking at her blankly. So, Miss Hwa-in, do you have any experience? Yes, sir. I worked in Sate before. She did her interview, which didn't go well because of the constant gaze of Jungkook. You hired Miss what? A sadness flashed on her face for a few seconds, but she hid them effortlessly. Hwa-in, Park Hwa-in. Tomorrow sharp 8 in my cabin and sign the contract. I'll be there on time, sir. Good, because I hate those who can't keep their words. She noted with sadness as his bitterness was breaking her heart, but what she did 5 years ago was understandable for his such attitude. Hwa-in started working in Jungkook's company as his assistant, which was not her job at first place, but he made her to do it. In those days, he made sure there was not a single day she could work peacefully. She was target of his year's frustration. He insulted her indirectly, taunted her, called her names, but she had no option of leaving since she signed the contract without reading carefully. Now she was stuck with him for a year at least. The Jungkook she knew was now totally different, and the reason she was herself, but that time her 20-year-old mind told her to take that big step. Her life was full of thrones past 5 years after losing her family and the love of her life, but now with his Jungkook, it turned even more harder. Extra work, skipping meals, sometimes he didn't give her Sunday off, that she felt frustrated, wanted to yell at him but stopped herself. Currently, she was in her cabin and doing work when she got the call. Hello, in my cabin right now. His tone was laced with anger and frustration, making her gulp down and went to his office hesitantly. What is this? He showed the laptop screen to her angrily. Sir, presentation. Yes, an undone and most horrific presentation, Miss Hwa-in. Do you have any idea how important this presentation is, and you are showing me this crap? Hwa-in checked the screen, and he was right. It was only 3 pages presentation when she completed it last night at home. But sir, then where is it? Do you think I deleted it? No sir, I didn't mean go and make the another one which I can actually present, not this bullshit. He was frustrated for real that she couldn't argue back, and herself gave him reason to scold her. Daisy, my darling, what you did? She saw her little girl was doing something on her laptop last night but didn't pay much attention. I'm sorry again. With that, she left while his eyes were on her all the time through the glass wall between his and her cabin. No matter how much he said, he moved on, but his eyes always searched for her. He loved her truly since childhood till now, that no girl entered in his life after her. He avoided everyone, no matter how much his family pressured him to get married. Why can't I hate her when she played with my feelings? He recalled the day when her handwritten letter was trembling in his hand and he got to know she was in love with someone. Lucky. He chuckled bitterly, but a loner tear left from his eyes, which he wiped immediately. Don't forget, Jungkook, she betrayed you. Balling his fist tightly, he looked away and resumed his work until sun set down. It was already 6 and everyone was leaving the office, but he stayed because Hwa-in was still working on the presentation. He immediately started to press the random buttons on the laptop when he saw Hwa-in gave him a glance. She was surely confused with his presence. Another 1.5 hours passed and Jungkook finally got up, stretching his arms in the air. Wearing his coat, he walked towards her cabin. "Baby, I'll be late a little bit." He heard her sweet voice, but it panged his heart unknowingly. "Baby, I'll be there in some time. I have to complete my pending work." He was there to tell her to go back home, but the conversation ruined his mood, and adjusting his coat, he left from there. "She's still with that guy. She really loves him, I guess." His hold around the steering wheel tightened and rested his head on the back. With me, everything was just fake. Our memories, sweet moments, and those lovable eyes. Even her eyes can lie. Again, his eyes turned moist. I don't even know how long I was cheated. Why I never realized anything. I think this is what people call blind in love, and unknowingly still I am. A chuckle left from his mouth as he was waiting for Wine like every other day when she got late at work, and an hour later she finally came out. He was silently following her cab until she reached her apartment. He was again unable to see the person for her big smile or the person on the other side of the apartment, a person he felt jealous of. Driving back to his mansion, he was welcomed by his tense yet angry mother. "Where were you, and why is your phone switched off?" "Mom, I was working, and about my phone, I have no idea when its battery ran off." "Working? Did you forget I invited Lela for the dinner?" Now realization hit Jungkook like a truck. Because of Wine, he forgot about her. "Mom, I'm sorry, it just slipped from my mind. Keep your priorities clear, Jungkook. I don't want you to hurt her." Her expectations from me hurting her, Mom. It was not only her but mine expectations too. I want you and her together. It's not possible, Mom, you know. How long? How long do you need to move on, Jungkook?" Having no answer, he went straight to the bedroom, leaving his angry mother once again. It was Sunday, Wine sleeping peacefully till 12, but it disturbed with sweet kisses of her little girl. "Wine, wakey wakey." Wine giggled, embracing her in her arms, and closed her eyes, being sleepy. "Wine, don't forget our picnic day." You guys go. Without you, I'm not going anywhere. Pretty, please." "No, get up and ready. Mama prepared everything for our picnic." With her little hand, she started tingling Wine that she couldn't help but get up with a smile. Just like Namjoon and Sana, she was the sunshine of her life too. Jungkook was at the cozy cafe with Namjoon. He was a tax lawyer, so the Jungkook needed his consultation. "I will resolve this matter easily. That's why I approached you, an intelligent lawyer like you." They had a cup of coffee when Namjoon's phone again buzzed and he finally answered the call of Sana. "Sweetheart, I'll be there in 5 minutes." He cut the call while getting up since Daisy started crying on the other side. "Mr. Jeon, I have to leave. My wife and daughter is waiting for me." "Sure, Mr. Kim." Shaking hands, he left while Jungkook sipped the coffee. He also wanted days like that in his life, but destiny had its own plan. Getting inside the car, he headed to the office because only work can distract him. The car halted at the near red light when his eyes caught a familiar figure. It was Wyan, but shockingly with Namjoon and Daisy. He misunderstood the whole scenario, which stabbed his heart with thousands of knives. Now tears streaming from his eyes non-stop, and he was confirmed she never lied about cheating on him. The constant car honks banged him to his senses, and he started the car with so much difficulty. The pain in his heart was the same as the day of their wedding day. He was broken that day, and today once again, but more brutal. A feeling of relaxation filled Wyan's heart when she saw Jungkook finally. He was absent for a whole week, but his condition was telling he was not well. "Good morning, sir." Like other days, he ignored her, but there was no frustration in him but a horrible silence. What happened to him? She told him his schedule, then turned around to leave, but her heart was not letting her, and she turned back. "Are you okay?" He diverted his attention to her, and reading his eyes, her heart clutched. He looked broken. "Do you care?" I do." Her eyes were screaming a pain for him, but he looked away. "Please get out." Hiding his falling tears, she immediately walked out. Everyone was getting prepared for the fashion show, and it was a huge milestone for Jungkook's company, but got a problem. A model ditched the show at the last moment, but Kara, the head designer of the company, chose Wine as the model, which she agreed for Jungkook's reputation. "You should be a model, I swear." She was a big name in the fashion industry, but a down-to-earth person with no unnecessary attitude. Thank you, but I like designing more." "Go for it." Looking at herself last time, she left the makeup room just to see Jungkook's reaction, but there was nothing. "You ditched me last time." "I'm sorry for..." He left speechless and awestruck, seeing Wine was coming in rose-gold dress, looking gorgeous. His eyes just stuck to her from head to toe in repeat. "So, she's the one." Her words came Jungkook back into the senses and gained his attention. "I always wish those gaze and emotions in your eyes for me, but you looked at her that way." "It's not like that." "It's like that, Jungkook. You gave your heart to her, but she returned you in the pieces. Still you love her. Why?" She heard about Wine from Mrs. Jeon, but his eyes confirmed that she was the same girl. "I know I shouldn't, but I can't move on too." "Why is it so hard?" "Because I always wonder what I did to make her fall out of love with me." "Then ask her. Maybe you will find your answer and the peace of your heart." Her words stuck to her mind and kept repeating till the fashion show ended. He searched for Wine and immediately went inside the changing room. Jungkook, taking steps towards her, he held her arms firmly and pulled her towards him, that their heartbeats accelerated in a sync by the proximity. "Today I want you to answer my all questions." "What do you want to know?" "Why the heck you cheated on me, left me alone? Why you made a fool of me and played with my feelings?" His tears swelled up her heart with emotions, eyed with moisture, throat with dryness, and breathing with unevenness. Jungkook, I was just..." She didn't know how to say it, but she couldn't lie about it either. "Before our marriage, I did my..." She felt blood again releasing from her nose like morning. "Why, what happened?" My... Panicking, Jungkook took her in his arms immediately and moved to the hospital since she passed out. He was walking back and forth until he saw the doctor was coming from the ICU. "How is she, doctor?" "She's fine now. The blood release was due to stress and poor diet. She needs proper rest with a good meal and, most importantly, no stress." Jungkook nodded and with difficulty dialed Namjoon's number to inform above. Half an hour later, Namjoon came panicked. He looked at her through the glass door and tears streamed down on his cheek. Again, seeing her in the ICU room was breaking his heart. "Please be safe, my little girl." Wiping his tears, he looked back at Jungkook, who was surprisingly more hurt than him. "Where did you find her?" "She was with me. She's my sister's soul. Thank you so much. Because of you, my sister is safe now." Jungkook's eyes widened to the utmost size while rethinking the scenario of the park. "Mr. Kim, can I have a talk with you?" Namjoon nodded, hearing his serious tone as they settled on the nearby chair. "As far as I know, Wine have no brother. Then how do you know about her personal life?" "Because I was a part of her personal life, but she left me." "Oh, so you are the one my sister in love with." Another shock of the day for Jungkook, but Namjoon passed him an assurance smile. "Her second stage cancer was the reason she chose to left you." Jungkook felt someone squeezed his heart with the utmost pressure that he was unable to react properly. "She didn't want you to cry over her all your life, but made herself a villain so you could move on easily." Now tears pouring from his eyes due to regret of doubting her, calling her a cheater, hurting her with his words, and letting his frustration on her. "How can she do that to herself? I was not with her when she needed me the most. I thought she was living happily all the time." "Because she loves you unconditionally, Jungkook. She wanted you to move on when she left this world." "What are you saying? She won't go anywhere?" He whispered yell. The thought of her leaving the world was tearing him apart, a feeling of soul leaving his body. "Yeah, she's not going anywhere because she fight with all the problems and gets another life for a better future." Relief rushed to Jungkook's heart like no one can explain. His Wine was all okay now. She was not going anywhere but to be with him for now. I'll make her life as beautiful as I can and will fade those bad memories of our life with my love. Didn't you move on? Can a heart live without his heartbeats? Namjoon smiled as he was so proud of Fiance's choice. She was not the only one who truly loved him, but he did too, even more than her regarding the situation he was in. I said to her for a few times to find someone, but she always said that she can't love again. Her heart only belongs to her Jungkook, and here you are the same. A tear left from his eyes, a tear of happiness, her trust, and her unconditional love for him. We love each other since childhood. I know. She shared everything with you. I'm glad she did. How do you two become so close? Wine saved my wife from morons when she was carrying our child. That was how they became friends and later a part of our little family. Thank you so much for taking care of her. She's my little sister, and as a brother it's my duty to, so don't thank me, but give her all the happiness she was missing for years. Namjoon was definitely an angel, and Jungkook was happy that she found people like them when he was not around. Nurse informed about Hwayeon, and Jungkook immediately went to the room she was shifted. Jungkook, he sat beside her, not forgetting to hold her hand gently. Cupcake. Her gaze blurred, hearing her nickname from him again. Why you didn't tell me about your health? Why you take decision on your own when I do deserve to know everything? He asked, controlling his hiccups while crying. Why you suffered alone when I should be with you every single day? Why you thought I would be happy without you? Why? I didn't want to see you breaking every day and ruining your life. But this is exactly how I became without you. Your plan of me moving on flopped. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry for not finding you again and get to know the reason. My heartbreak blinded me to think straight. Why are you blaming yourself, Cook? I'm the one who took decision on my own and messed up everything. I should be the one to say so. He pressed his fingers on her lips and shushed her. You take decision, we suffered. But now I take decision and you have to listen to me. Looking straight into her crying eyes, he kissed her gently. Let's get married. And if I run away again, then I'll run behind you until I make you mine. A smile formed on their lips, a smile of beginning of their beautiful relationship and keep going lovable journey.